Signing day was 2 days ago, but I think today's a great day to do this. Lot in the news. So some great news today, which hopefully puts smiles on people's faces. But really excited about this recruiting class we have coming in for next fall. Coaches Mike Grazik, Kelly Altman did an incredible job recruiting and putting this group together. So I can't thank them enough. They get the credit for this. They should probably be here doing the press conference. But real excited and on a lot of fronts. I think one thing that we're all very excited about, myself, Kelly, and Mike both being from Albuquerque, growing up here, is that we got 5 New Mexicans joining us for next fall. And that's a really exciting one. One of the 5, Larson Rogers, will actually be here in 2 years. He's going on a mission to Madrid, Spain. But 4 of them, Julian Garcia, Nick Williams, Anthony Munoz, and Carlos Gutierrez, will all be here in the fall. So excited for them. They've had incredible careers here, high school club in Albuquerque. So it's going to be fun for all of us to see how they compete against some of the top club players their age around the country when they join us. So that'll be exciting, I think, for everybody in town. And then the other guys that are joining us, it's a pretty exciting group. 2 guys from Colorado, Ben Shepard, Peter Chang, who they play for a former player here, Danny Bills. He's coaching at Real Colorado. They both play in the developmental academy, some of the best competition in the country. 2 really exciting players, great kids, great students. Excited to have them. Miguel Minez, who's originally from El Paso. He's now living in Dallas, playing there. Miguel, exciting attacking player. So we're excited to have him here. 2 guys originally from Arizona, but they play for the Real Salt Lake, the MLS team. They play for their developmental academy. They're now living in Salt Lake City. Vladimir Mendoza and Eric Virgin, both. Well, Vladimir goes by Pichu. That's his nickname. That's what he goes by, Pichu. The younger kids know Pichu. I guess it's Pikachu, but that's his nickname. And Eric goes by Gallo, so the Rooster. So those are their 2 nicknames. But 2 marvelous kids. Both have been involved with U.S. national teams. Pichu was just recently in with the under-20 national team. Eric was in with the under-15s, under-17s. So 2 guys that have played at the highest levels in the country. I think they're going to be a great addition. We've had a lot of guys from that academy. And then Alex Federle, who's from Houston, Texas, has been in with the U.S. under-18 national team. He's a goalkeeper. He took a gap year this year just to train, play a little bit with the professional team, and he'll be coming in a year older with a little bit more experience. So it's quite a class. I'm looking through this, and when you got 12 guys, you just got to make sure we're not forgetting. And I am forgetting one. Last and not least is Elijah White. Elijah's from Portland, Oregon. Been coming to our camps for quite a few years. His mom's from Silver City. His dad played basketball at Western New Mexico. He's as close to a New Mexican as you can have. So Elijah's a kid we've watched at camp. We've watched him grow. Saw him in regionals this last summer up in Seattle, and he just tore it up. He's another really exciting player. So, I guess now is not the time to go into great detail on every single guy because I could. They're fantastic players. More importantly, great students, and just have the values, that we hold dear to our program. So I'm excited for them. I'm excited for us, and I think it's going to be a really good season next year.
Are there any of these players, obviously they all need intake development, but anyone that you see making an immediate impact maybe?
I got to be careful. I think they all have the potential. It's just how they're going to adapt, and a lot of it's just the balance. How do you go away from home, dealing with school, being on your own, kind of being in charge of your own schedule a little bit more. But these guys are all extremely capable players. So we can't wait to get them here.
What would you say as far as the strength of this class, you know, like if you compare them to other classes in the past?
Well, it's a big class. You know, we've kind of thought about how we've been doing things, how to create a competitive environment throughout our roster, you know, and by having a little bit bigger of a team, I think we can create more competition on a daily basis. I think it just allows you to train larger numbers kind of after games, and I also feel that there's a real obligation to give kids from our state an opportunity to play here. And this was the perfect year because there's so many top players coming out of Albuquerque. And these 5 guys that we got coming in, well, 4 and then Larson in a couple of years, but these guys are big time players. And, you know, we've gotten to know them over the years. So it's just exciting for us. You know, like I said, the local guys and Elijah, we've known for years, and see them grow up from, you know, I'm not saying they're little boys, but, you know, we knew them as 14-year-olds, and now they're 18 and excited for them. Yeah.
You've had some good goalies here in the past. How does Munoz kind of fit in line with?
He's going to compete, man. You know, like you know, we said to him, hey, there's no guarantees except that you get to compete, and that's a kid who's got a lot of confidence, and if hard work transitions into starting, there's nobody's going to outwork that kid. So I think it's going to be a matter of time, but he's going to develop here, and we've had a lot of success, like I said, with our goalkeepers, and they train hard and they really develop here.
So does he know? Do they know Mike Federle is the other goalkeeper, and he's pretty recognized nationally and stuff? Did he know when he signed that this guy was coming? Federle was coming? Did
Federle know that Anthony? Yeah. I mean, these guys are confident guys, and it's always a tough one in sports.
Yeah.
I mean, you see it, you know, you see some of these major college football programs, and they have like 9 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So these guys have a lot of confidence, and you know, all we can promise any player is an opportunity, and we can promise them we're going to give them everything we got to help them reach their potential. So yeah, I think both those guys know that, and they know that we got good goalies here. Yeah. It's a unique position to recruit for because one guy gets the majority of the minutes. So, you know, we'll let them fight it out, and they're very talented, and they're all going to make our team better in different ways. You know, Anthony's a wonderful leader and a worker, so you can't ask for more.
I know for you the character of the student athlete has always been important, but how has just recruiting evolved with you being here and the level of the program? Right.
This was a big year for us in that our team chemistry last year wasn't what we wanted. You know, I think something that as a program we've always taken pride in is the whole's greater than the sum of the parts. And I don't know if that was the case last year. I thought the parts were really good, but the end product wasn't as good as it should have been. And we've really looked at that. And it's an interesting time in college soccer that when you recruit top guys, some of them leave early. You know, we had 3 guys from last year's team sign professional contracts. 2 of them left early. You know, Aaron Herrera after 3 years, Alex Vedemonican after 1 year. And we've had that happen, you know, the last couple of years now. Patrick Corey left early, Ben McKendry left early. We had a top recruit, Ethan Zubek, who signed the June before he was coming here. So it's changed the landscape a little bit for recruiting. But with this group, yeah, these guys have professional aspirations, but it's been made very clear that, hey, you got to come here for team goals. And I think we have that kind of a group that's going to put team first, and within that framework, you can be successful individually as well.
I noticed quite a few of these kids have played state championships 1 or 2 years. Is that always important, too, to have that winning feeling, winning tradition? I mean, do you look at that like when you pick a kid? And
I think not just the winning tradition, it's are they leaders. because, you know, often your greatest power as a player is how influential you can be around, you know, amongst those around you. And I think we have a lot of kids in this group that are pretty natural leaders. You see it from those Albuquerque kids; those guys are all leaders. So I'm excited about that. That it's contagious when you got guys that are workers and leaders and team-oriented. They demand that out of everyone else.
You mentioned the players going pro, so obviously they see the value in these athletes, but how do you feel the college game is evolving in kind of this current soccer potential shakeup with everything that's going on?
Evolving is, I mean, that's a tough question. I mean, is it evolving in terms of the caliber of plays better? Is it developing better players? I think we're really kind of at a crossroads right now because of with the rules where there's no limitations on how early a guy can leave because it's a world market. Let's say the United States, the MLS goes, oh, you can't come into the MLS until 2 years out of high school. Well, all the foreign leagues then are signing those guys. So it's not possible. You can't have restrictions. So I think it's evolving. Is it going to become a 2-season sport, you know, a year-round schedule? Because right now we're not in line with the professional game. But I think we continue to move forward, and I'm really happy with the environment we can provide for our players. I think they develop here.
Would you like it to be year-round?
It'd be different. You know, in terms of player development, yeah, you'd have to. You know, as a coach, yeah, it'd be very different, especially with us, you know, geographically where we're located. But I think we're doing a great job right now in terms of providing an environment that allows these guys to reach their potential as athletes, but more importantly, you know, educationally and just as men to help prepare them for life.
Anything else?
All right. Well, thanks.